Woohoo! We're live. So this is Math 60, section 5.7. And these are pages 2 and 3. Deux et trois. And this is probably nobody's favorite part of polynomials. If it is yours, you're a very, very interesting person. This is a couple of formulas, and the first page is just going to be the formulas. This is the sum and difference of two cubes. And I would love to say that you just don't need to know these, but let's be honest, if you're headed for calculus, and many of you are, you really do have to have these memorized. And I wish you great luck in that endeavor. So to do this, I'm going to just randomly ask you, hey, why don't we go ahead and just, I don't know, multiply a plus b, that quantity, a plus b times the quantity, a squared minus ab plus b squared. I mean, why not? Just for fun. We got nothing better to do, not. And notice that this second one looks very familiar. It looks like a perfect square, but a perfect square, which we've played with a little bit, and I think we're going to play with it a little bit in the future, there would be a 2 here. It's not quite a perfect square. So what I'm going to do is I've got a binomial and a trinomial, and there's just no pretty way to do this. So I'm going to use the distributive property with the breaking up. So what does that mean? I'm going to take a times the whole thing, a squared minus ab plus b squared. And then I'm going to do plus b times the whole thing, a squared minus ab plus b squared. So again, what the heck am I doing? This is that process where we split up the first polynomial, but the second polynomial, we just keep it together. And so the a goes through all the way through the second one, and then the b gets to go all the way through the second one. So let's use the distributive property. I'm going to get a cubed minus a squared b plus ab squared. That's from the a going through all three of those, get to there. And then let's let the b go through. Now, ba squared, I'm going to write as a squared b. Okay, b times ab is minus ab squared plus b cubed. B times b squared is b cubed. This is actually pretty cool, because what ends up happening, and if you like making this sound, we're going to make it a lot. This is going to cancel with that. The a squared b, there's a minus a squared b here, there's a plus a squared b here. Okay, and then ab squared cancels with the minus ab squared. So everything in the middle cancels out. So all you have left is the a cubed, and way out over here, hello over there, plus b cubed. So I said it was nobody's favorite, but let's be honest, it's kind of cool that everything cancels out just so. It's kind of nice that that happens. The downside is whenever something works like this that's really pretty in a pattern, we're going to make you memorize it. That is the downside. So that math is a cruel, cruel mistress. A cubed plus b cubed ends up being a plus b, that quantity, times a squared minus ab plus b squared. Oh, joy. Shall we try another one? I mean, why not, right? Misery does love company. Hey, look, this looks very similar, except this time we've got a minus b and then a squared plus ab plus b squared. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to break it up over here. What are you doing? Are you doing math out in the street? You know, that is a great way to shelter. If you want social distancing, just start talking about math in public. People will step away fast. You will get all the social distancing you want. Okay, so I split up the a minus b. There's the a, there's the minus b. There's this whole thing. This whole thing is just this second piece right there, that second factor. And notice it's slightly different. Let me scooch this up. Let me see if we can see both of them. Can we see both of them at the same time? Kind of. Sorry. Obviously, this paper Had a little too much to drink. Okay, no, none of my math ever. No, I don't. It's not old enough. Okay, so I've got a plus b here. I've got a minus b. A squared minus ab plus b squared, a squared plus ab plus b squared. So there are subtle differences. See right there and right there. So slight differences. Let's see what this does. I don't know. It's going to be exciting. I know. This is thrilling. I can tell. You guys are all like, this is way better than Game of Thrones was. Trust me when I say this will end better than Game of Thrones. Okay, a cubed plus a squared b plus ab squared. Bam. That was my a going through. A is going on vacation. Now let's take sad b through. Remember what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the sneaky thing. B times a squared. I'm going to write as a squared b minus ab squared. This is when the b is going through. And then minus b cubed. So take a look at that. Do you see where those all came from? B times a squared b. B times ab is a b squared because there are two b's. And then, or not to be, I can't help it. B times b squared is b cubed. That's a completely different Shakespeare play. Okay, so let's take a look. Does everyone cancel out? A squared b, there's a plus and a minus. They cancel, bam. AB squared minus AB squared, those two cancel. What's left? Hello over there. A cubed. And who else? This time it's minus B cubed. So we get two different results. The top one was A cubed plus B cubed. The bottom one was A cubed minus B cubed. And now you're thinking, thank goodness that's over. I say, au contraire. And que lastima and quelle surprise. We have some formulas. Now, to be honest, these are not easy to remember. If you're good at memorizing, that's awesome. If you're not good at memorizing, what I recommend is that you memorize them together, because in a pair, it's easier to tell the difference. Pardon me, the difference. Okay, so this is a cubed plus b cubed. That's why it's the sum of two cubes. A cubed minus b cubed is the difference, that's subtraction, of two cubes. So basically it's a mathematician just naming it like it is. Notice if you've got a plus in between them, the first one has a plus. If you have a minus in between them, the first factor has a minus. And then what you got to notice is all the terms are the same, except if you start with the plus, then there's a minus in the middle. If you start here with the minus, there's a plus in the middle. You see how it's easier to memorize them together? So try to remember them together. And shall we go through? Yay! Oh boy, I know. Bring the family around. This is wholesome family fun. So why would I know this is a sum of cubes? Well, this is an x cubed instead of an x squared. So this is sum of cubes. So I want to write this out like that. So x cubed is x, the quantity cubed. And then 125, you gotta, and you can kind of guess, because you know what goes into 125? Well, a bunch of fives do. And in fact, yes, 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. So we split it up like this, and we say, okay, if we've got a cubed plus b cubed, that puts us at the top one. That means that our format is an a plus b factor, and then a longer a squared minus ab plus b squared. Okay, so a is x, so I got x, b is 5 plus 5, and then x squared minus x times 5 plus 5 squared. So then what I've got is x plus 5 times the quantity x plus 5 times the quantity x squared minus 5x plus 25. Now, all of you are like, oh no, this is a trinomial. We're going to have to factor this. I'm going to say, nope, this is the one silver lining. I don't even know if it's a silver lining, maybe a plastic lining. maybe maybe a lining made out of, you know, that velvet that makes different colors depending on how if you pet it one way, it looks one color and the other. So something like that. That's the lining. The silver lining is that this is prime. You don't have to go any further. This is your final answer. Nothing else reduces from this. Thank goodness, right? Okay, should we try another one? I know you guys are like, yay, let's do it. This is so much fun. I know this is so much fun. So I'm going to have to push this up, which means these formulas are going to go out of view. So either have them memorized or written down somewhere. Okay. It'd be amazing if you get them memorized or by now. Wow. Probably mean that I'm a really amazing teacher. Okay, so if you were to find this in the wild, how would you know this was a difference of cubes? Well, first off, it's a difference. And then how would you know it's a difference of cubes and not say a difference of squares? It's a good question. And the answer is, well, there's an x cubed sitting right there. Also, the number 8 is 2 cubed, and 125 is 5 cubed. So we see a bunch of cubes running around. That means this is a difference of 2 cubes. So 125x cubed, what is that? If we want to break it down into something cubed, 125 is 5 cubed. X cubed is literally x cubed. So it's 5x the quantity cubed. Then we've got minus 8. 8 is, you got it, 2 cubed. So this is a difference. Sorry, my A got a little wonky there. My difference of 2 cubed. Okay, my hands are not helping me at all. I know it looks like somebody who's never seen writing wrote these two. So this is A cubed minus B cubed. I'm just checking that you know what you're doing. So to begin with, the short one, the A minus B, it matches. So if there's a minus here, there's a minus there. The second one is A squared plus AB plus B squared. Okay, the A is 5x. The B is 2, so we go 5x minus 2, and then 5x the quantity squared plus 5x times 2 plus 2 squared. Let's see. I don't even know where n came from. 5x minus 2, 5x the quantity squared, 25x squared plus 10x plus 4. Oh man, that's long. And that's it though. Let me make this prettier because I don't even know what's going on there. 25x squared plus 10x plus 4. Now, what could you do if you're looking at that going, oh man, that looks wrong? And the answer is you can multiply it out if you really feel like it. Either that or you can say, you know, it looks close enough. But if you want to check it, multiply it out, break it down, say 5x times this whole thing minus 2 times this whole thing, and see what you get. Woohoo. Are you excited? I'm excited. This is the last one. You can tell it's the last one because it's the death one. Dun, dun, dun! I'm going to write it bigger because I have no idea what else to do. So as we get to the end of this chapter, we're going to start mixing things and mixing techniques. And this one definitely is mixed. We need to, first off, go ahead and factor out common factors. Get rid of anything that's the same in both cases. So for example, I've got a y in both terms, and I have at least a 2 in both terms. So I'm going to factor out a 2y. And then in this one, I get 64y to the 6th. And in this one, I get minus 125x to the 6th. Now, here's the thing. It's a difference. So it could be squares or it could be cubes. You've got to decide which you're going to use, which is going to work better. I'm going to look at this and I'm going to go, okay, 64 happens to be both a square and a cube, believe it or not. 4 cubed is 64. 8 squared is 64. So a 64 can be a cube or a square. So this is not obvious. Y to the 6th could be a cube or a square. The important number is 125. 125. I'm going to run out of space unless I scooch this up. 5 cubed is 125. So if you see the number 125, that's a cube. So we're doing cubes. Okay, 2y times the quantity. Something cubed will give me 64y to the 6th. It's going to be 4y squared. Take a look at that. Why is that? Well, 4 cubed gives me 64, as you can see right there. Y squared cubed, 2 times 3, that's what gives me that 6. Okay, over here, 125, that's going to be 5x. I need something that when cubed gives me 6. You're right, it's 5x squared. Okay, you guys ready? This is super fun. So this is a cubed minus b cubed. So what's that going to be equal to? It's going to be 2y times, and we're going to write a minus b times the quantity a squared plus ab plus b squared. So this is going to be 4y squared minus 5x squared. There's my a, there's my b, times the quantity, 4y squared squared plus 4y squared times 5x squared plus 5x squared squared parenthesis brackets. Let me scooch this over so you can see the last few things that I just drew. Oh my goodness. These are not going to be the easier problems. These are going to be the harder problems. So keep that in mind. You know, and if you're taking a test, you may not want to put all your time into this particular problem because this is going to be a bit of a bear. You might want to come back to this one after you've got the other things right in your test, or at least finished. Okay, this is 4y squared minus 5x squared. 4y squared squared means 16y to the 4th plus, this is a 4y squared, a 5x squared, altogether 20x squared y squared. Why did I put the x first? The alphabet. And then the last one, 5x squared squared. It's a hard one, 25x to the 4th. Y'all, we did it. Woohoo. Let's put this one to bed. Next up, 5.8 is a surprise. No, 5.8 is we're going to take all of the methods and smash them all together. It'll be super fun. I can't wait.